By the kitten on my chest, I swear we're going to go through these GAC battles. Hold on to your pants, it's about to get wet and sticky. Today's opponent sees us facing off against Jonas Stark's darling. Now he has all the usual advantages that our opponents tend to have whilst fighting in Kyber 1. That is, he has nearly 2 million more GP, and of course, he has every single GL under the sun. So he's got a 2 GL advantage and about 2 million GP. Pretty standard stuff that I would expect right now. R9 Piets, of course. Yes, he's got Profundity. Why wouldn't he have Profundity? And yes, all the bells and whistles. So we were obviously up against it in this particular one. But let's just go ahead and see how he actually got on with his offensive strategy. This was the wonderful sight that I was greeted to when I started this first round of GAC. It was rather beautiful, I think you'll agree. Jonas Starks over here had started his attack run and obviously had met with catastrophic failures, because we can see 2 holds on Lord Vader, 2 holds on Rey, 3 holds down there, I think that is on my gas, as well as 3 holds on DR. Now he did eventually break through those, but he did not clear this south wall. Put me in a really great position. For his north wall, we can see he's got Jabba the Hutt. He's also got his own version of DR. He has a Dash Omicron that's featuring Zalbar and L3 in the interest of trying to become tanky. And he has also got a Grand Inquisitor team right there at the bottom that is featuring a level 9 with 2nd Sister and 9th Sister as the duo. So the north section relatively light in comparison to his southern wall. And speaking of southern walls, we've got a Starkiller Omicron over here. He's operating under Crew and Sith Trooper. We've also got a pretty standard staple of 3v3 in General Grievous, featured by the likes of B1 and Magna Guard. Also in the southern wall, we are treated to a Rey team featuring Ben and Hoda. Now, this comp is a little bit irritating, but there's no accompanying Datacron, so a little bit easier for us. We've also got an easier Malak team here featuring Darth Talon and Marauder. The final team on his south wall is a Lord Vader squad. Those of you that do not know, in 3v3 in Kyber 1, the south zones are worth more overall points than going north and clearing fleet. So if you think you cannot get a full clear, it is in your interest to try and clear the south wall as a priority, as it gives you a big banner advantage. Fortunately for me, our opponent here was able to clear the north, but got stuck on our south section. So we have the advantage here. My game plan going into this is just clear that south section and come away with the dub. Let's get into the first battle, shall we? I know what you're all thinking. Hallelujah, we have lost the irritating Datacron that Lord Vader has had for the past, I don't know, billion years. So this should now be finally doable, right? We can take in a nice trusty Fennec team and we can kill Lord Vader in 3v3. Well, yes, I do certainly hope so. So I came in with BAM here, and I'm using a Datacron that gives me damage immunity when I drop below 50% health on my Bounty Hunter allies for the first time, just to give me that little extra safety net. And you can see it was actually very useful there to leave Maul not absolutely wiping out our Fennec Shand out of the gate. Now, when you're using this sort of team, you want to make sure that you don't ever actually use Whistling Birds with BAM. It's not in your interest to do it. Unfortunately, that defense up from Royal Guard actually kept his Maul alive for an extra turn. Little bit annoying. So, Lord Vader manages to get to his ult thanks to Maul sticking around for too long. And normally, this would be the end of the road because, you know, Lord Vader would just ability block us now until the end of time. And then after we go into our next battle, somehow we would still find ourselves ability blocked and Lord Vader would still be taking infinite turns with 0 cooldowns. However, now that that cancerous Datacron has actually gone the way of the dodo, we actually can do nice things once more. Fennec, super useful, really good investment. If you haven't already taken this girl to Relic 7, rip BAM. What are you waiting for, guys? Just do it. Now, this guy is running a Datacron that provides Lord Vader with bonus protection, or protection up. I think it's bonus protection. Whenever he lands a dot, obviously he lands dots every turn, and his AoE spreads additional 6 dots per character, so he stacks up crazy amounts of bonus protection. So what you want to do is you want to be able to save Grief. You want to save Grief's AoE, Mass Assist, to get rid of that, to cleanse that off when you get the opportunity. Because if he uses that Crush, that is just far too many stacks of bonus protection. So really, I should just use the AoE now and be done with Lord Vader, but I'm not using it. There we go. And Fennec absolutely kicks him into the next dimension. 62 banners, a 1 tap on Lord Vader made me a happy chappy. So, feeling high after that Lord Vader victory, I tried to take that victory and roll it on into beating Rey with JML. I definitely underestimated this one, unfortunately. I really should have just taken in JMK Cat to deal with this first time round, because in 3v3, Rey is she's a different beast to 5v5. She's just annoying, guys, especially when you're passing Master's Training, not Master's Training, Jedi Lessons. It's passing you TM. If she's got her inspiration, then she's going to be stacking Mastery. She's R8 at the minute, so it's not an R9 one, but he only had 8,000 offense. The real surprise for me in this one was actually Ben Solo. Ben Solo was doing some insane levels of damage in this. I'm pretty certain we just get absolutely destroyed here. So I'm trying to get Rey below 50% health so we can try and deal with Ben Solo there. And then I decided, maybe do we just pivot and try to kill Hermit Yoda? And I think a little bit of that indecision might have cost me more than a little bit. So I'm having a look here. What do I do? What do I do? I decide to trigger the damage immunity on Rey at least, so we don't have to worry about her, not triggering that damage immunity. Hermit Yoda obviously immediately stealths himself afterwards, which was a little bit annoying. I probably, in that instance, should have used the taunt there on old Ben. That would have passed us up defense up, which would have been useful. And I think we lose. Yeah, there we go. See, that's the problem. Losing our snips there, it really causes some issues for us, because now we've got one less person on the field, and it's just going to make life all the more difficult for JML to actually deal any damage. Hermit Yoda over there is doing just enough to keep that Rey healthy, so that she is constantly over that 50% threshold. No way that we can kill Ben. No way I can kill Hermit Yoda because he keeps hiding in stealth. I'm just like, frustration. Absolute frustration. I thought the ability blocks might help. Turns out, no, they don't. Ben over there just killing Ben. Interesting choice of words. Needless to say, this was a straight-up loss. I think I decide here just to back out instead of locking this in, because it's not in my interest to try and lock that one in. We'll come back to this one. So after that crushing defeat, we decide to lift our spirits a little bit with trusty Wampacron. Wampacron over here, kicking some ass against General Grievous, is always a fun time. I don't feel like I need to use Wampa for anything else particularly on this board at this time, so I figured I might as well make myself feel better. I've got the Datacron on Wampa right now that provides him with additional stacking bonus protection whenever he lands a dot, which is essentially whenever anybody hits him. Similar to the Lord Vader that we fought in the very first battle, I know that there was just absolutely no way that we lose this Wampa. She's just going to counterattack all the time, ramp up her offense, and never be in any danger of actually dying to Grievous, because we've just got too many stacking stats. Too many stacking stats for that particular android. It's not going to go well for him. So Wampa's just going to bare her teeth, looking pretty, and B1 is just going to go like, rada. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's... I don't know what else to tell you guys. If you haven't seen Wampa in action in the past, you're missing out. If you don't have this particular Omicron invested in your team, I would highly recommend it. It provides a lot of value because it allows you to solo teams in this sort of instance. And a lot of people will have their Wampa at least at Relic 3 for the Jedi Knight Luke event, I want to say. Might be the Jedi Master Luke, I can't remember. They're all melding into one. My brain simply cannot handle the confusion and difficulty of remembering where every character gets used at this point. Next battle! It's about time that Potato Head Rey gets her revenge. Or rather, we get our revenge on her potato. We could peel her like an onion. Or something like that. I just decide, you know what, we're not messing around. We've got the advantage here. Let's press that advantage and just deal with Rey. See what's on the back wall. I'm like 100% confident that 60% of this next assumption is right. He's not going to have a GL on the back wall. I'm sure of it. It's not going to happen. I hope. Because this guy, you know, he may well have some GLs on the back wall, but I figured if he had 2 on the front wall and 1 up in the north wall front as well, he's probably not got any more. He's probably not got any more, even if he couldn't kill my 2 GLs on defense. I hope. So yeah, I'm just going full send right now and just absolutely yeeting out Hoda there as not running the risk of that particular Hermit Yoda causing all those issues once again. Calling in JMK here on to Ben, simply because when you're targeting JMK with another unit, you're going to be stacking Mastery, which is nice. Anytime you can do that is always a benefit. We've got Rey going into her ultimate, and we thought, gee, that's a neat trick. Let's copy it. we enter the high ground, and surely that means we win. I think that's what Anakin purported to be the truth anyway. So, Anakin? Anakin didn't understand the truth. You don't even understand the truth. He took a seat. Yeah, so Rey did next to no damage, and now we're just biding our time, waiting for the opportunity to kill Ben Swolo over here. We did get the heal immunity on Rey before she went into her ultimate, so that way she didn't recover past the 50% health threshold, which was nice. Stunning Ben Swolo there. And here comes the whirlwind. Ah, mace flew right out the window. I got the armor shred there on Rey, and now it's just a case of let's go ahead, kill Ben Solo, and we'll probably have to kill him again. Or does Kitty Cat just about takes a turn before JMK? Super easy. 34 banners, obviously not ideal, but it could be worse. Next up, we try for a little level of experimentation. I decide to see if Traya's Omicron can deal with this Starkiller team. Pro tip, guys, no, it can't. At least mine can't, not with my trash modding. Bearing in mind, my Traya is R5 and Scion and crew are R3. As you can see, Nihilus just died before he got a chance to do anything. So I was like, okay, well, we don't have a kill mechanic now. So that puts us in a terrible, terrible position, I think is what I would describe it as. And then he immediately hits his ultimate and drops a house on us. And I'm like, oh. Well, at least we managed to hit Hell by Hatred. That's good, right? It's not enough. Okay, so I think we decide to try and hang on, but then, the Traya gets one-tapped by Starkiller. Uh-oh. Not ideal, guys. Not ideal. We still need to deal with those two teams. In order to deal with this Starkiller team, I decided to finally listen to CG. That's right. It's Inquisitorious time. I heard they're a top team now. They are the business, guys. So if CG really wants me to do them, I'll see how they face off against Starkiller. Grand Inquisitor over here. I am rocking a Datacron that has a level 9 Grand Inquisitor Datacron. It does something. I didn't read it. I saw it. I was like, yeah, that'll work. And then I threw it wildly with abandon, without thought nor reason. I was just like, that could potentially do something. So we get the torture over there on Starkiller, and I just start sending units at him, hoping eventually that one day he might die. But we just don't know. Nobody knows for sure. However, turns out, yeah, good unit. Grand Inquisitor. Nice. Nice one, brother. I was feeling relatively confident that we could at least kill Crew and Sith Trooper, though, because we do have a source of shock, which means Crew won't be able to recover all the time. We do also have a source of heal immunity, which means he won't be alive forever. So I was like, yeah, okay, this could maybe work. We could maybe actually get a win. So I was pleasantly surprised by this one, I'll be honest. His Datacron does obviously have the 50% triggering damage immunity on his First Order squadrons, but without Starkiller, this team is just not a threat anymore. So we'll just strip off that taunt that you've got there. Thank you very much. Deal a little bit more damage. Sith Trooper is still hanging on there. This is still part of the problem. Outside of Grand Inquisitor, it feels like the damage is a little bit on the low side with these Inquisitorius. I get the torture on him, but I think Crew takes reduced damage from percentage health effects, so it basically does nothing. Doesn't really matter. And we just keep wailing away at him. Wow. Grand Inquisitor did something to Crew and he disappeared. I like it. And on to the final team of the front wall, and that is Malgus. I decided to not mess around, and we decided to take an old geriatric with his able working assistant, Wat Tambo. We're going to be applying some tank tech to him and then start linking all of these people. I don't really care who gets linked. All I care is that we don't die. So long as we beat this team, I'm feeling relatively comfortable that we should be able to clear the south section and get the dub that we so verily much don't deserve. Yes, okay, come on. Come on, Palps. I know that you're finding it difficult to breathe on your own. You have to have an assisted, weirdly shaped Zimmer frame on your back, but it's okay. I believe that you can take out this other Sith Lord. You are, after all of the Sith, and all of these other characters are also all Sith, strangely enough. Those of you with C, see as a very useful toolbox to have in your offensive arsenal. He can take out so many different teams just by throwing in Wat Tambor in there to give him that survivability that he needs, that it's useful to just be able to have something in your back pocket to say, oh, it's Malgus, yeah, let's deal with that. It's a gas team, we could just throw C at it. Oh, it's, whatever. He's very useful. I know he might not be the bestest of the bestest when it comes to GLs, but he has his options. Unlimited power. See you, Talon. And that is all the teams on his front wall in the south. Let us take a quick look and see what he has waiting for us in the back wall. Is it a trap? Does he have more GLs? I'm relatively confident that we are okay. Ta-da! No GLs on the back wall. All of his GLs front-loaded in the front. We see Adrad, we see Momo, we see Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron, we see a Bossk team, and something. Let's keep the ball rolling. Next battle. I decide to take on the Bossk team with Zam and Aura Singh. Now, this has got an Aura Singh level 9 Datacron. It did some things. I was a little bit concerned that there would be a lot of damage output on this, but it turns out that BB-8, R2-D2, and our girl JTR is sufficient for this. I love this team in 3v3. It can really punch up. I say this all the time, but I feel like JTR is a criminally underrated character in this game, and has a lot of viability. That locked heal immunity is dealing with that Bossk entirely. We've got sources of reducing their TM. We've got so much control here. We've got tenacity down. We can just control this team and slowly kill Bossk. And once Bossk is gone, then there's no taunts, and we can happily deal with the likes of Zam and Aura Singh. We've also got exposes, which makes it a lot easier to kill people like Bossk. Now, Zam is being annoying because she is sending out thermal detonators and weakening our poor R2-D2, but we have got just about enough recovery to make sure that that isn't too much of a problem for us. Boop, boop. Oh, so close to killing that Bossk. There he goes. He's gone. And now we've got the tenacity down on Zam as well. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it pretty? We unfortunately didn't land the opportunity there to stun Zam, which would have been nice, but can't win them all. Let's get the tenacity down on Aura Singh as well. Ooh. We get the stun on her as well. Beautiful. Let's hide R2-D2 because he's looking a little bit on the peaky side. We finally hit Illuminated Destiny, but there's absolutely no way that we're actually going to be able to recover all our banners, unfortunately. These guys have got too much damage output, and apparently so do we. Aura Singh, once again, not landing a single turn, getting stunned back-to-back. Love to see it. I'm trying to see if I can bide time to recover a little bit more protection, but I don't think it's going to happen with all the exposes, unfortunately. So we just decided to go to town. Blap. See ya. I was really impressed with that. Very surprised, and happily so. 54 banners. We needed it after all these drop teams. Next battle. So here we are going up against the Mon Mothma team with Cara Dune and Kar-Katarn. I decided to take in my Imperial Troopers, and I'm using the 20% turn meter Datacron effect to actually get out ahead of our opponents here. So Dark Trooper just passes a bunch of TM, and then we get Piet to put the marked over a Dark Trooper, and the mass assist go on Kar-Katarn, and he's dead. Beautiful. And then another punch to the face for Cara Dune, because it's what she deserves. And a very quick and easy battle for the 57. Me gusta mucho. We decided to play life very dangerously now. I have got Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron available to me, so I decided to mirror his. I thought I could play smarter than the AI. He does his yeet and kills mine, and I'm like, haha, two can play at that game. Yeah. So we try to kill his Anakin before he takes another turn, and success, and then we dodge. So yeah, it turns out it did work just about, because, turns out the AI can do dumb stuff sometimes. Bloop. We obviously lose our Qui-Gon Jinn, but the rest of the people survive, so it's not all bad news. 54 banners, I'll take. Next up for us is the Adrad team. This one's featuring Scarif Rebel Pathfinder as the tank. I'm taking a Jedi Knight Revan with GMY and Hermit Yoda. The aim of my game was just to focus down Admiral Raddus, keep everything focused on him, ignore everybody else, and then immediately try to kill Jinn before she tries to revive him. I figured that the R8 GMY should have enough gas in the tank to take down Adrad. But this particular battle in threes always feels hairy to me. I never like fighting off against Admiral Raddus. It always feels like you're on the cusp of failing constantly, because he is really thick. They've got good recovery, and if he does hit that hope, it can spell game over for a lot of the squishier characters in your team. So yeah, it got me a little bit on edge, I'll be honest with you. So yeah, we just keep wailing away at Adrad there. We've finally taken away all of his protection again. So let's go ahead and see if we can get rid of the rest of him. There we go. More Masters Training. That's going to increase my damage output. Calling in GMY with the strategic advantage. Spready? No, looks like I'm just trying to kill Adrad as a priority. Let's go. Just a basic, is it? No. We went for the direct focus. He's down. Now we just need to kill Jyn Erso before she gets her revive off. So let's hope she doesn't have that revive on cooldown. Pass this over to JKR. We get a little bit of protection recovery, and Adred's back. I'm like, oh, God. Okay, let's kill the fish guy again. I like to double fry my calamari, dip it in some mayonnaise, and call it a good day. Oh, yeah, he's gone. Okay. We're okay, guys. We can breathe a sigh of relief. We can officially unpucker our suckerfish. And once again, Jyn Erso trying to be irritating, but now she's finally gone. Good. And then it's just Xaereth Pathfinder, who obviously will constantly revive if he has a buff, so we just need to kill him when he doesn't have one. Eventually get there. 57 banners. Winner. And the final team, I believe, for the back wall is going to be his Nute Gunray with Dooku and Jango Fett. I decided to go in with a Padme cheese here. Those of you that don't know this, if you have the Zeta on Gideon's Control the Situation ability, you can do wonderful things like that. Pass yourself a lot of bonus protection to your support allies when you use it, which, under Padme lead, will convert that into 20 stacks of courage, which means lots and lots of John DiMaggio. So, yeah, we managed to kill Dooku before he got to do anything, and now we just have to deal with the annoyance of Nute Gunray and Jango Fett. Unfortunately, they do have a habit of trying to kill my Gideon, which makes me very sad. And do we get the stun? No. Resisted. I was like, I really wanted to get that stun. Oh yeah, sure, we get it on you. Do we go full send on Nute Gunray? Yes, we do. Kill that Nute Gunray before he gets another round, please. Kill that Nute Gunray. There we go. Nute Gunray is gone the way of the dodo. I really want him to kill Gideon there, because I don't want to get to a position where we've killed him once and Gideon's still alive with a fraction of health, and then Jango kills him and regains his bounty hunter's resolve. So, all in all, given the situation, I thought it was a pretty good turnout there. And we can control Jango Fett quite nicely with a pair of stuns. Super. Happy with that. So I believe that is the entire south wall cleared. Let's take a look at the banners, because I was not the most efficient person in the world doing that. Yeah, 1,040 banners to our opponent's 1,084 or whatever it was. Oh yes, 1,084. So I basically need to one-tap one more team to try and secure the victory. As securing the victory is the main goal of this, I decided to take on the weakest team. So I'm going in Dash with Han and Chewie versus his Vandor Dash team. I figure if I can just kill Dave Vandor before anything bad happens, then I'll easily clean this up. So let's go. Boop. And yeah, Dash is just not looking too happy with himself right now. L3 really isn't going to do much of anything to us. If she had a lot of opportunity to stack up her max health, maybe. But honestly, she ain't looking so hot right now. Awesome. That gives us the actual edge in the victory right now. So we are currently, 11 banners up on our opponent, Jonas Starks, and I don't think he's got anything left in the tank. Let's see if we can clear some more teams, though. So we decide to have a stab at just one more team. I don't think I can deal with the Jabba the Hutt, but I do think that we can potentially deal with this BAM team featuring IG and Queel. So I'm taking in Mara Jade with Thrawn and EP, obviously. The idea here was we could always just fracture the IG-11 and just kill Beskar Mando. Just, if we can kill him, that's great. I didn't want to use the fracture here. I want to keep Thrawn alive because we've got IG-11 stunned. We don't have to worry about him just now. I'm checking out that Queel. I'm thinking, do I need to deal with the Queel real quickly? I thought, no, it's okay. I could just keep on focusing on Beskar Mando. We've got him stunned. It's all looking pretty. We'll throw this out. But he's just, that Queel unfortunately did not get the stagger there, which is kind of what I needed. So, a little bit unfortunate there. This was a little bit of a puckering moment where I can see the 20 stacks of whistling birds. I'm like, uh-oh. Fortunately, we do have that fracture available on our boy Thrawn. So we decide to go straight in on Beskar Mando. I'm like, do not let that guy take a turn. Those 20 whistling birds will hurt. Okay, he's gone. super duper. And now I'm feeling completely confident again. I don't think that Queel and IG-11 are going to do anything to us now. I'm focusing on killing Queel, so it's going to reduce the overall stats of IG-11, and we don't have to worry about them anymore. This time, Queel did get staggered on that AoE. Could have really used that earlier, would have stopped him getting that I Have Spoken out. But hey, winners cannot always be choosers, right? I think that's how the phrase goes. Something like that. Anyway. IG-11 is just slowly delaying the inevitable, unfortunately, whilst we chip away at him with Mara Jade. And that's going to be that. 54 banners gives us another slight edge. However, I believe that is all we actually managed to clear in this particular battle. But let's face it, it was more than enough. We've managed to get up to 1,149 banners to our opponent's 1,084, and it was indeed enough for us to secure the victory against our opponent, Mr. Jonas Starks. It was quite a fun GAC. It was a nice dipping our toes back into 3v3. I don't particularly enjoy the game mode. I much prefer 5v5, but as far as easing ourselves into it, it was okay. It was okay. Hope you guys did enjoy. Please do hit that like button, subscribe, and there will be more content coming very, very shortly. I will speak to you all soon. Peace.